My name is Michael Peters from Michael Peters Yacht Design, and I'm the designer of the Outback 50. Unlike a lot of kids growing up that really struggled to figure out what they wanted to do, I never had any question. I had the good fortune of spending a lot of time on Catalina Island with my father running a summer camp as I was growing up. And from the age of 14, I built my first boat, and I never, for 1 minute, ever thought about doing anything else but to either design or build boats. Most people that know me from the early days of my career would say, oh, he's the race boat designer. And for about 20 years, that was the moniker that I carried. And so we quite deliberately went about trying not to promote that and trying to get people to see what the work that we were doing as much more capable and broad-based than that. The one thing that I understood in working with George Griffith, all of his boats were full of simple solutions. Nothing was mechanized with electric rams, things like that. Everything was as simple as it could be. And I think it was his philosophy and my admiration for George that made me realize that that kind of boat really appealed to me. And it wasn't something that was necessarily showy for a showroom that would appeal an uneducated buyer, but it appealed to a yachtsman. It appealed to somebody who really loved boating. And so when I began to draw a boat for myself around 2008, I went to that philosophy of a long, narrow, light boat, kept it extremely simple. The Outback 50 started off as a concept for a single engine boat with a twin engine option. But it was understanding that, yes, you want to be able to sleep aboard. Yes, you want to be able to cook aboard. But you really want to be able to spend time outside on the boat. And you want sun coverage. You want to be able to sit out and at anchor, enjoy the outdoors, not be locked inside a cabin. So the philosophy of a boat that emphasized the outside as opposed to the maximum material you could have and having the comforts of a living room back home were really set aside to favor a real utilitarian sort of approach to it. And we'd always seen the Outback 50 as a sailboater's powerboat. I think we've coined it the mini exploration boat, where the popularity of the larger exploration boats where they can carry a sport fish on board, how much can you translate that down to a smaller size and carry something like a flats boat on board? But, dump everything overboard, bring your furniture from the interior out, set it on the aft deck, and have a real alfresco situation for entertainment. And I think the understanding, or at least from my point of view, that you really want to enjoy the outdoors. That's why you bought a boat. To develop a boat around that, as opposed to a boat that you're trying to emulate an apartment where you stay inside. And that was the appeal to me. And that's why that kind of boat for me is really the boat that touches me and that makes me the most interested in it.